The Cincinnati Bengals just pulled off a massive Week 2 win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. But the storyline wasn't Joe Burrow, but his injury. The moment Burrow went down, you could feel the panic in the stadium and across Bengals Nation. But instead of folding backup quarterback Jake Browning stepped in and suddenly became the story of that fateful afternoon. In this video, we are diving deep into Browning's performance, how he handled the pressure of replacing a franchise quarterback, the throws that he made to keep them alive, and the moments that show both his upside and his limitations. We look at what Joe Burrow's injury could mean for Cincinnati's season, and whether Browning has what it takes to keep his team in playoff conversation until Burrow gets back. So let's break down the tape, the stats, and the bigger picture, because the Bengals season might just rest on the arm of Jake Browning. So first of all, we're going to go quickly through the Joe Burrow injury itself. We're not going to actually analyse the play in any real detail. That's not the real point of this exercise. The point of this exercise really is to talk about Jake Browning. But we know that Joe Burrow is going to be out for 3 entire months. And that's a lot of games, and the Bengals, whilst they are currently 2-0, can Browning get them to some semblance of really respectability? And that's what we're really asking here. So we're going to quickly look at their schedule first of all. So this is the entire schedule. So they've already had the game at Cleveland, and then they've also had their game this weekend at their home opener at Jacksonville against Jacksonville. So the first game that Browning's expected to be the full starter is at Minnesota, and we know that they do not have their starting quarterback. McCarthy is going to be out for a small amount of time, so it's going to be a battle of the backups. Carson Wentz is going to be the guy starting this game, so I'm going to discuss it with the boys in another segment. Keep an eye out for that, and we'll look at the rest of the actual schedule and see how many wins that they realistically could actually get. Now, if you look at up until their bye week, which is week 10, so we are expecting, if Joe Burrow has only 3 months out, he will be back for that December 21st game at Miami, the Sunday night game. So that means they have a grand, so if they've already got 2 games now, so 15 games left, and 3 games, he'll return with 3 games remaining, so they've got 12 games to get through. So if we look at up until their bye week, realistically, the games that they're going to be really looking towards are the games against Chicago, the games against the Jets, because the Jets defensively haven't been as good as they'd hoped, and trying to probably beat Minnesota because they also have a backup. The game at Denver, their defense is extremely good. Games against Detroit and Green Bay are very tough. And a divisional matchup against Pittsburgh, you never know what's going to happen. And then if coming out of their bye, you look at what they have. Pittsburgh again, away. The game against New England is going to be a game they're really targeting, obviously, because they need to be trying to win that. Particularly if they're at, say, 5 or 6 wins going into the bye week, then comes the really tough stretch just before the Burrow injury. Kind of he potentially can get over it, and that's Baltimore twice, with the game against Buffalo at Highmark sandwiched in between. So that's going to be a notorious stretch, especially coming into December here and, championship football and all that. So let's have a look at Jake Browning and his actual performance. So Jake Browning comes in the second quarter with around 7 minutes remaining, and let's have a quick look at the box score itself. So we have 21 for 32, 241 yards, 2 touchdowns in the air, 3 interceptions. He was sacked once, and he had a single rush for the touchdown at the end of the game to win it for Cincinnati. So we're going to have a look at the plays themselves and kind of come to a conclusion as to what he did well and what he didn't do so well at all in this game. So here we have third down, and as you can see, the sticks are all the way here. You can see the sticks are up there. And they're showing initially a too high look with 1-2, but as we roll the footage a little bit further, you'll see it's not actually a too high look. And let's do that right now. So if we pause it right here, we can see it's actually a cover 3 cloud, where one of the safeties is taking the left side. So one of the safeties is one safety here, and this corner is effectively dropped into this zone over this side. So we've got a three high look. Doesn't really look like he's got any space. Everyone's pretty covered at this moment, and we'll run it a little bit further. You see that he's pressured. He's pressured over here. So he's going to try and squeeze the ball into 80, but he just completely sails it and puts it right into the DB's hands. And when they're inside of 2 minutes in plus territory, you can't really be doing this. Gives up 3 points effectively. So now we're in the second half. And then you can see he drops into coverage. It is giving off now. This time around, it is actually giving off a cover 6 look, because you've effectively got quarters. So if you look at it, he's looking after this half of the screen. So this half of the field, this one here, and then they're effectively quartered it up on that side of the screen. And you can tell we're in the zone because the corner at the bottom, if I just move this on a little bit further, he lets him pass, and you can see that here Browning makes a nice throw here, drops it in effectively in this soft part of the zone between the deep safety and the corner. Now looking at it from this angle, they're in nickel actually, so there's only 2 linebackers on the field. So this is actually safety here. So safety is one that blitzes, middle linebacker blitzes, and the nickel will drop. And obviously you've got 29 at the bottom of the screen, so he drops, and the corner will also drop to make the three deep. So what we have here is we've got man here, man here, man here. Single deep guy. This guy's probably a robber, and if we look how that plays out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rushing, and he is playing a running back, and as suspected, this guy is the robber. Now we just play that through. My man beats yours. And you can see that this safety, I think, potentially bit on the play action because he got drawn down. And then we'll just play it on. and the receiver makes a ridiculous play. And it was a flag, but they didn't mind. They didn't care. They got the touchdown. Let's have a look at it from this angle. Yeah, crash down and one-handed grab. What a play by the receiver. Draped all over, but it doesn't matter. He got himself and the team the points. We pick it up on the next drive. So it is 17-17 at this point. Jags had another possession. They punted the ball back to the Bengals. We have a single high look with one corner pressing underneath, pressing at the top of the screen, off coverage. Let's just play this on and see how it actually goes. So it's actually now giving off a cover 2 vibe. Cover 2, well, it's definitely more of a Tampa 2, because you can see that the middle linebacker is really like pushing back, and that's all the hallmarks of a Tampa 2. Moving it on further, you've effectively got two guys here in this zone, and what you see is with him looking after him, 80's going to come free from underneath that. Let's put this on. Finds that soft part of the zone. Absolutely darts it in. Perfectly fine. I'm looking at this. 4-man rush. Just fires it in. All good. So it's now 2nd and 10 after a rushing play for which got no gain. We have 86 over in motion. Again, giving off zone vibes because nobody travels with him. Now, what we see is 29 is buzzing down. And we have a blitz on the bottom, and we've got 1, 2, we've got 3, we've got 4, we've got 5, and we've got 6. It's got 6 rushing, the quarterback. So it's been consistent. They're really sending pressure to try and unnerve this the backup, and let's just clear that off and just run it a little bit further. Now, with corner up here preoccupied, it's a perfect read to throw it into 86 no offhand, and that's what he does. And it does look actually that it's some kind of match. So it could have been just simple man, but it's probably along the lines of a match defense, because we didn't see them travel pre-snap. So just run that through, catch, and a short gain. Now we have a 3rd and 6 play, single high look. They are showing a lot of pressure with 7 men on the line of scrimmage over here, all simulating pressure. Then let's just roll it a little bit further. .88 moves, and what we see here is actually they drop into a zone, so only 4 of them actually rush. So it's a simulated pressure, drop into a zone, and we have ourselves, it looks like, let's just drop it further. It's giving closer to a cover 3 vibe. Now, you can see that the pocket here, it's all falling apart. It looks like it's about to break down. and I'll roll it a little bit further on. He rolls out because he's feeling the pressure. Now, 88 has started to disappear upfield, and you think, well, he's going to make a hero play here. But nope. Wingard, 42, takes the ball away. I can understand him wanting to try and make the QB trying to make something happen here. Now, if we look at it from the reverse angle, obviously he's seeing a lot of pressure come. Obviously, with 88 going in motion, nobody, faking that motion, and he saw that. Okay, he's going to be in a zone coverage here. But 4-man pressure gets through. And if you look at it so I want to draw it back again. Now, I'm going to pause it when he's just about to release the ball. So there, Wingard's not even in the picture, right? You've got Travis Hunter down below. Wingard's all the way over there. He's at the 50. But he's got his eyes firmly on the ball. And that genuinely looked like it was going to make its way right into Gesicki's chest. But what a play from the DB. Unbelievable play. And manages to make a run back as well. So now it's 24-17 because that interception gave the Jaguars a short field. They managed to punch it in with a pass to Travis Etienne. And now this play we're about to start. It's 3rd and 5. The Bengals got a good run back, got a penalty as well in their favour. So put them on the plus side of the field. Then they ran a couple of runs, so now we're 3rd and 5, and everything here is giving us man vibes. They've got a lot of men again on the line of scrimmage. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the line of scrimmage. 4 guys looking like they're going to be looking after the 4 wide receivers. Or 3 wide receivers and tight end. Let's just run it a little bit further. You can see they blitz 6. And you can already see it here. T. Higgins has inside leverage on his defensive back and just throws it in. The 2 DBs take each other out, and big touchdown pass. Simple read in terms of he had the inside leverage, so he had him for the angle of throw that he wanted. Safety's never going to get there, and they take each other out. Simple. Back to all square for the Bengals. So now we have 6 minutes remaining in the game. The Bengals' next drive, they're backed up towards their own end zone. They've got trips left, one right, wide receiver on the right, a halfback in the backfield. It's a 2 deep safety look. Let's just run it a little bit further. They're in zone. So it's given off a zone vibe purely because obviously 86 wasn't directly picked up. So now they have a balanced look. And they rush 4. Now it looks like a very simple. It looks like a 2 play, and it potentially is a 6. Because it looks like there could be some quarters action down here with these two. Moves it on further. Throws it in to Chase for around 10 yards. So just quickly, I'm just going to bring that back a few seconds. So the corner at the top, looking after the flat, and 88 with a clearing route takes the intention of number 2, and that leaves Jamar Chase to be free underneath. Nice read, and that he's able to get that completion away, get through to the next play. So it is now 2nd and 10 from the 23. Initial single high look, but 29. So 29 is going to look out for the flat. 12 is dropping. Corner at the top is also dropping. So we have a cover 3 here. Can see very clearly it's a cover 3. And running here is, he looks like he wants to throw something, but I personally don't see anything that he can actually throw. We're going to just bring this all the way through, and it's a poor read. It's a completely and utterly poor read, and this is what I would consider. So there's been some good, there's been some bad, and this is the downright ugly, because if you look at it, now we're going to go through this. I can understand if this receiver is leaking a little bit upfield, but he's not. He's coming straight across the field, and it's just not there. It's just, it's a risky throw over the middle, and now if I just bring this back, what I actually think he potentially could do. So if we look, this guy's not free because he can get annihilated by him. He's not free because he's got him. And he's going to go right into 12. Now, if he's able to hold on, instead of throwing it through that window, what he could have done is, so he was going to cross effectively. So if I move this, let's say, so he was going to move, so it looks like he was going to move over into here. Now with this guy taking him, he's going to have to, so this guy's going to have to turn back that way if he crosses behind him. And I think he's got enough time. But he tries to time it, he just tries to thread this needle, and it's just too tight of a throw for him. And the number 0 takes the ball, middle linebacker, and he says, that ball is mine. So now what we have is the de facto final drive of the game. And then we have our third down play, 3rd and 10. And it's giving, so what we see is everyone drops. It looks like another cover 3. And only the check down is really available. So he checks it down. Takes the Irish, whatever he can get. Now he's going to have a 4th down play. So they simulated pressure. They did bring 5. You can see they brought 5. It looks like it could be man underneath, because everyone mans up and pass into the flat. Because what effectively happens here on 4th down, so 5 clears it out. So 5 clears it out for 30 to come in underneath. And then so now we have a 4th down play. Again, 2nd, 4th down that he's going to have to convert. Got a single high look. Again, simulated pressure. They drop everyone into coverage. And it's giving across a cover 3 vibe. And what we have here is defensive passing interference is given against Travis Hunter. I looked at on the game broadcast, and they say he just quite didn't get his head around in time. I'm sure Bengals fans will have one view, but because of that, effectively, if you see that there, not got his head around at the moment, the ball, and he's kind of like playing the man already. So that's why he got dinged for that. Does get his head around, but not quick. Again, this is more of a cover 4 vibe. You can see they all drop deep, so it's definitely giving 4 deep vibe. And Kasicki in between the linebackers and the kind of like the deep zone, he's free, so he finds that soft part of the zone and just sits in there. But he's getting nice looks, and he's been able to march the ball down the field, and he's had a couple of hairy moments. You can see it's clear as day. Those guys are playing much deeper, so he's just going to be able to turn around, take the catch. There was offensive offsides, so they had to throw again. But so Chase went up the middle, Chase Brown, and then it is 2nd and 3. Obviously, in the red zone, everything's giving man vibes. They're looking to see where the running back's going to go. So you can see this is the deep safety, and everybody's manned up. And these two are paying attention to this guy. And he throws a tight end. Well, it's a slant to the tight end, but doesn't quite manage to get it in to the end zone. And then we have him right on the. There we have it. That play, the picture that we had at the start of the entire breakdown. Browning managing to get in the end zone, get his team over the line, despite his 3 picks. Which is fair enough. In conclusion, really, he did make some good throws. He managed to march his team down the field right at the end. So there are some good things there. The picks, one of them was out of a really good play from the defensive side.